Howdy folks, welcome back, and I am new bike goofing big time. So I ended up finding the cheapest Honda Grom in the United States. I've actually wanted one of these bikes for a super long time. I worked at a Honda dealer when these came out, and I think it was 2013-ish, 14 maybe, I don't know. I was in LA, Honda of Hollywood, right on Santa Monica, and these were just the coolest thing ever, right? The problem was they were like over $4,000 brand new, and I could just not justify spending that much money, especially because back then, like 4,000 bucks, you could actually get like a really nice Sportster, or there was a lot of motorcycles. You know, prices have come up a little bit, but even today, for $4,000, you can get yourself a heck of a motorcycle. And these bikes still are commanding big money. Normally in the Bay Area in California, most people are asking around 3,500 bucks for used ones. The dealers, I think, are getting close to $6,000 out the door after they put on their freight and setup and yada yada fees and whatnot. So I never ended up buying a Grom just because I couldn't justify the cost for something that it's cool, but it's made in Taiwan. It is a 125, and I'm not rich, so never ended up with one. But fast forward, I own a motorcycle shop now, and you know, sometimes deals fall in my lap, and this bike right here is a prime example of that. One of my good customers, who's a Harley guy, we've done a ton of work on multiple bikes for him, and he likes the best of the best. He's not afraid to spend the money, but he does expect the best, and that's, you know, why he comes to us. We deliver. All that's fine and dandy. This bike is his stepdaughter's or his girlfriend's daughter, something like that. I don't really know. Regardless, she had bought this thing to like get into riding, didn't ride it, and parked it, and it has been sitting since 2018. That's where I come in. I was doing a ton of work to one of his other bikes. I had just bought a bike from him, so he had a very large shop credit. Let's put it that way. And long story short, he said, hey, she wants to get rid of this bike. It's been sitting, needs some love, doesn't run. Can you get it going so we can sell it? And I was like, yeah, you know, I can do that. Not that I don't think that they were very excited about selling it, because selling anything is a pain in the butt, right? They bring the bike in. I do a small, you know, diag on it. Nothing's really wrong with the bike except for old gas, dead battery, clutch cable adjuster, chain. You know, it's a little rough from sitting. Sitting in motorcycles, never good. They don't like to sit. So I said, hey, what does she have to have out of this thing? Like, what's, you know, she just wants it gone. What's the I want it gone price? And I'll figure out all the small stuff. And I was straight up with them. I was like, I don't think there's anything major wrong with it, but it's going to need some love. Long story short, 1,600 bucks. And I just could not argue with that price. 1,600 bucks is a smoking deal for this thing. It's a 2015, so it's an early Grom, but we hooked a battery up to it, and I did this before I bought it, so they were well aware, you know, what was going on. This bike only had 300 original miles. 300 miles. It's a 2015. So 8 years, 300 miles. This thing has done a ton of sitting, and it was going to need some love. I already did some of that love. Not everything. I just got it going. But, yeah, let's check this thing out. I am so excited about this bike. So here she is, and it's not perfect. There is some minor scuffs, and I'm guessing that's probably the reason that she stopped riding it, because sometimes people drop stuff and they get scared. Nothing crazy. I found a set of these fairings on eBay, OEM ones, used ones, 40 bucks. Or for like 200 bucks, you could just change everything. One of the coolest things about these little Groms that I've discovered is the aftermarket parts world is huge and everything is dirt cheap. I'm talking dirt cheap. So, what do you think we should start with, huh? Considering I got such a good deal on it, and I'm keeping it for myself, I figured, you know, if I spend a little bit of money on it, I'm not gonna be too upset about it. So I'm thinking, you know, tail tidy first. I might leave the stock exhaust on there. I love how quiet it is. I have loud Harleys, but this is perfect for the neighborhood and checking out new roads I've never been on. Like I said, we had to do a couple things. First thing was the clutch cable. Second was the adjuster. And the clutch, even though, well, when I first got it a couple days ago, it had 300 miles on it. We're up to 330. This clutch is all the way out of its adjustment. I've tried every adjustment and doesn't smell the best. So I think she might need a clutch. The good news, though. The good news is, like I said, the parts are dirt cheap. The first clutch kit that popped up was like 32 bucks. So even, you know, you buy the best one, it's probably under $100. That's so silly. Just being used to the Harley world, everything's $100 or more. So parts dirt cheap. All right, let's hear her purr. Fires right up. Runs good. Super quiet. I love that. How cool is this little thing, huh? I have a ton of bikes, but I'm telling you right now, this thing currently is already my favorite. I've just been riding it nonstop. I've only had it 3 days. Can't wait to order stuff. In the comments, if you got one, let me know what you did to yours. There's tons of parts out there, big bore kits, turbos. I don't think we're gonna go that crazy, but you never know. I am having too much fun. See you guys on the next one. And if you happen to be new to my channel, please subscribe while you're here. Thanks a lot.